number one thing I think is about people that you have to have. You have to be driven. Like you have to have some type of drive. You can't like even like I've dated female or women. I've dated women and I don't know what I want to do. Like shoot, I'm gonna just graduate school and get married or whatever. I'm like, no, you gotta have some type of drive or some type of burning desire in you because I'm a dreamer. And it's just like I need somebody on my team. If I tell you an idea, I need you to be able to at least imagine it. Like you don't have to have a solution.
Oh no! They don't get it. It's okay. We get
it. I was like, yes, Lord, come on with the cancellations.
Ooh, we going in it. Now just kidding.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm black. Am I good?
He's with the best of them. And he's one of my favorite men to emphasize.
that entrance sounds like much more than who I actually am.
Many people are born with sight, but everyone doesn't get the luxury of experiencing vision. My guest of honor just so happened to be blessed with that clever vision. He's a visionary known for his efforts of breaking barriers through entertainment and youth. He has worked in the fashion and entertainment marketing industry for over 13 plus years, working with companies such as iHeartradio, Radio 1, and most recently DTLR Villa Clothing Company. Alongside of partnering with companies in the entertainment industry, he serves as the CEO and founder of the entertainment and multimedia platform Clever Vision Inc. His entrepreneurial spirit and philanthropic heart led him to later develop a nonprofit organization, Vision for Change, where its primary focus is to introduce underprivileged teens to non-traditional mentors to identify and mold their unique gifts and talents. Today, my guest of honor is Desmond Clever Lester. How are you doing?
Hey, you made me sound like I was somebody. How are you?
You are somebody. You're doing a lot out here.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you for taking the time to kick it with me. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. How has quarantining been for you?
Man, quarantining has definitely been an experience, but I'm learning a little bit. I was never a cooker growing up, but I done got time. I done got a few dishes under my head. I can do a mean taco. I can do some salmon. What else can I do? I can do chicken. I'm working on a few other things, little flounder, I'm getting there.
A little flounder. Good. I'm glad you're using this time to learn something new, and it's a life skill, so that's even better.
Yes.
Well, I love talking to people who aren't from Texas. I'm from Texas, and I love talking to people who are from other states because I get the chance to get a different perspective. So, Tell me how it has been growing up in Detroit.
It's been great, like growing up in Detroit, and I know like from other states and other cities, you hear a lot of things about Detroit that make people like, especially from the South, like, ooh, I don't want to go up north. I don't want to go there. But it's dope. I feel like we have some of the coolest people here. A lot of character, a lot of personality, a lot of people that are about making money and creating opportunities and taking the little small opportunities that we get and making them major. So it's been amazing.
I will agree with that. Everybody I've met from Detroit has been like real cool, always about their business and always about, giving back and pulling somebody else up. So I can definitely give y'all that one.
we got to rep. I'm surprised I ain't got no D hat on. We always repping where we from, for sure.
Y'all are kind of like us. We think we're our own nation. Texas feel like we
can be bigger in Texas.
It is for no reason though, for no absolute reason. Do you feel like your ambition was ever too big for your city, or do you feel like it was the perfect place to like make all your visions come to life?
Oh, that's a great question. At sometimes like I've always been somebody with a crazy imagination, and I realized that everybody is not gonna get what you're trying to do. Everybody is not gonna get your journey, what you're trying to do, and I had to realize I had to be careful of telling certain people about my visions that were broad and that were big, and they didn't see it. They like, man, why don't you just go to college, get a regular job, and that be it. Have some kids and be happy. But it's like, no, I really want to do some things to help change the world. And I'm bold enough and brave and crazy enough to believe that I can do it.
Absolutely. Getting a job is not for everyone.
It's not.
That is not the move for everyone. I can tell you, I'm an entrepreneur as well, and I love it. And most people don't understand it, and they won't understand it. So it's okay. It's all good. So tell me where your vision came for Clever Vision Inc. Like, what was the
Uh,
initial mission for it?
yeah, like I was saying, my grandmother, she was always that person that would ask me like, who is this celebrity on TV and who are these people? And like I will always know the information. I'm like, oh, mama, that's Usher. You know, he's from Tennessee, but he moved to Atlanta, got with Jermaine Dupri, and he got this song out, and he does this and does that. And she like, how do you know all this stuff? I'm like, I've always had a knack for like the story behind things in the entertainment world, and that led me to an opportunity when I got to my freshman year in college. I was talking with a friend of mine. Shout out to my boy Markel Lane, and I was telling him like, man, I want to work in radio. I've always been fascinated with radio and how things work. He said, it's funny you say that. I just got hired at WJOB, which is like one of the
Wow.
number one radio stations here in Detroit. And they're looking for interns. Would you be interested? I said, hell yeah. What do you need? What do I have to do? So he's like, just give me your resume, and I got my resume and to him, and I got to work with Chris Kelly. I got to shadow her, see the behind the scenes, how it was done, watch interviews, and then I worked with Dr. Darius, and I was able to get with him and write questions for artists and get the
Wow.
structure and how interviews go, and I was passionate with that. And then from that, I end up getting fired from radio. End up getting fired from radio because of when they cut back 1,500 people, and when they cut back 1,500 people, I was one of them people. iHeart did worldwide, and when I lost the job, I'm like, man, I still want to do my thing. So I started Clever Vision. It was my own platform. I didn't have to ask if I was able to interview certain people. I was able to interview who I wanted to, talk about what I wanted to, and I controlled it. So it was
Hmm.
dope.
That's what's
So
up.
yeah.
Taking that leap of faith. That's what's up.
Man, got to, because I never want to be the person that got to look back and say, "Dang, I wish I would have did that." It was just like, why not try it? Worst thing can happen is it not work, and
Hmm.
then you can just start and figure something else out. If you dedicated to that, you can keep doing it and make it work, or try something else.
Absolutely. And I feel like exposure to different things just teaches you who you are. Like just getting the access to it, it just changes your
Definitely,
perspective for sure. Um,
definitely.
what would you say is your was your favorite interview when you first started out?
Ooh, favorite interview when I first started. Oh, that's a good question. Early interview, I interview Tank, and that was real cool because I was able to like it was a lady. Shout out to Christy Love. She had a platform where when they would bring artists in town, they would all meet at this one club, and they would allow people to interview them for 5 minutes. And
Wow.
they may do like I don't know like 10 to 12 interviews, and everybody else said, "So what's your number one single? What's this? What's that?" And they would get the same questions over and over again. And with his interview, I was able to doing my Wikipedia search, seeing he played football, and
Hmm.
ironically, he played football. And one of the people he played football with was a guy named Julius Peppers, I believe his name was,
Hmm.
and he was actually a player on the Detroit Lions. They played on the same high school football team.
Hmm.
So I was able to bring that up to him. He was like, "Oh wow, Julius is here," and the interview was totally different than any other interviews that anybody else was doing. So I'm like, "Oh, that's dope." Like, don't ask them the same boring questions. Go deep dive and figure out who these people are, and ask them
Yeah,
stuff that they don't hear all the time. So
absolutely.
that
I'm sure he was happy about that too because you weren't asking the same questions, and it just like probably sparked his interest. I'm sure you got more time with him too than 5 minutes.
yeah, I did. I'm like, okay, that's my cheat code. So I'm gonna keep that under my hat, and that's been my flow ever since then. Like, go deeper than what's on the surface, and
Yeah,
get to know people because they're people just like we are.
absolutely. And I feel like, relationships are always the key anyway. It's not all about like networking and stuff like that. I just feel like when people get to feel who you are, your vibe, they'll love that forever because they can trust that and respect that. So I think that's
Facts.
dope that you did your preparation.
Man, like, and that's been something I tell like anybody like that wants to get into any type of journalism or broadcasting. Don't ask people like we don't like hearing the same question like all the time. Like we don't
Right,
like, how was your day? How was your day? Like, okay, like after I answered that 50 million times, like let's go deeper than that.
right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I see that you have your entertainment blog and the comedy show as well. So was it somebody that was a comedian that like helped you spark that part of your business, or did you just want to create a lane for some comedians?
I've always loved comedy. That was the thing that me and my mother combined over. Like we would watch Comic View, laugh, and sometimes it'd be jokes that I wasn't supposed to be laughing at. I was able to laugh and bond with her, and I've always took pride in like making her laugh. And it was something at one point I wanted to actually do, like get on stage. I may still do it. Like you never know. It's on my bucket list of things to do. And I wanted a way to brand Clever Vision. Like I was doing my interviews, and it was no other way to brand it. Like I wanted it's the logo to be seen. Like every week, I wanted people to see the logo and stuff like that. So I host open mics over the years, and I got tired of hosting hip hop open mics. Everybody talking about they getting money and they doing stuff, but wasn't bringing no audience. So I'm like, I want to do something different. I want to make the city laugh. And one of my best friends, comedian Josh Adams, was one of the funniest comedians in the country, and I was just kicking it with him. I'm like, we should do a comedy show. He was trying to get exposure and growing his lane. So I'm like, we should do a comedy show. He was like, all right, once a month. I'm like, no, every week. He like, every week? You want to do it every week? I got to come up with new material every week. I'm like, bro, you got to give. So let's do it every week. So that allowed the Clever Vision brand to grow along with the Going Up Comedy Show brand. It was a platform that gave him a lot of exposure, gave me exposure, and it worked together hand to hand.
Yeah, and iron sharpens iron. So you definitely helped him with his skill set because you made him step outside that comfort zone.
Yeah, man, we need you every Tuesday. We need you going up on a Tuesday, every Tuesday at the Going Up Comedy Show.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. And we had tacos too. We had a cook. See, you already get the vision.
Gotta have the food, gotta have everything there. You can maximize.
Yeah.
Do you feel like helping people is the main service component of who you are? Or do you feel like just helping people is something that you just started doing and you found out that it was a passion?
Like I said, I credit my upbringing. Like I said, I was raised like strongly. My grandmother, my grandfather, and my mother, like they're always big on helping people. My mother is the type of person, if it's a 90-degree day outside and the people are getting the trash, she'll put a cooler with bottles of water in it for them. So she's always been that thoughtful person.
Mm-hmm.
And so instinctively, like that's always been me. I'm always somebody to help first before I take anything away from anybody. I want to be able to add to any situation that I'm a part of. So that's just who I've always been. And by me being the oldest of three kids, I didn't really have a whole bunch of mentors like in my life. My granddad did an amazing thing. My mom was real cool, but like I don't have a lot of cousins or older cousins or people like that. So I'm like, man, I always had a special relationship with the youth, and I always wanted to help them because I'm like, man, I wish I would have had somebody that would teach me how to put this outfit together, or how to wear this, or how to approach this young lady, or how to do this. So that just was like, man, I said when I get up in age and when I figure all this stuff out, I promise myself that I'm gonna try to pour that into the next generation.
Well, I love what you're doing, and I love that you're helping them before you even get to your pinnacle. That's like, to me, I think that's the best way to do it because you're showing them how to build as you're building. So I really do love the fact that you're doing that. I'm all about supporting the youth too. Those are my kids. I love the babies.
Man, and it's like so fulfilling and rewarding, like working with them, because you can actually like see these people like grow and evolve and be with them, and just how they conversate and look at me, like everything, like man, they're excited to see me. I'm on them about their grades, like, all right, how you doing with your grades? Like I'm not saying that everybody has to have a 4.0, but you have to try your best. If you're doing anything with me, you have to be putting your best effort forward, or I'll do whatever I can to help you if you're putting your best effort forward. But if you're not trying, then I don't have time. You got to try, and you got to do what do what you're supposed to, and I got your back.
Absolutely. I always say this, that the kids that I work with forced me to be better. So they forced me to like look at myself and change the things that I know I need to fix. So what are some things that your students have taught you?
They taught me, number one, to be like you said, to be dependable, and to always look deeper in the situation. Because
Hmm.
it's just like looking at certain people or certain situations, or this kid is bad, he's doing stuff in school, he's talking bad to teachers and people. I come to school with like rewards and stuff, and they're like,
Hmm.
no, you don't need to get the bad kids nothing. I'm like, no, those are the kids that need it the most. They
Exactly.
need they need upliftment and encouragement, because I'm a big component on, you have to have something to lose in order for you to be successful or for you to do the right thing. If you out here with nothing to lose, you don't care. But if you got something you got to do tomorrow, if you like, hey, I'm going to the movies tomorrow, or I'm going to help out with this event tomorrow where I'm meeting celebrities. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my school. I'm not going to get in trouble with the law because I have something to look forward to. So I
Yeah.
realized you have to always give them something to look forward to, and don't judge it for what's on the surface. Go deeper and figure out who they are, and you build with them that way.
That's true. And like I said, that makes them trust you more because you're meeting them where they are
Hmm.
and giving them that time that they're probably not getting at home.
Definitely, because
Unf-
and that's another thing I learned too. Everybody, like, I was blessed and fortunate to have a strong mother, a great mother that instilled a lot of stuff in me. But everybody isn't raised by Jewel Jones. Like,
yeah.
so I'm like, with that being said, it's just like, man, you got to give them a little bit more love and care, and pick up the pieces, and like you said, meet them where they are.
Yeah. I'm sure that you teach them about keeping the right types of people around them. So what would
Definitely.
you say are your 5 non-negotiables when it comes to, whoever's in your camp, relationships, friendships, whatever, business partners? What are your 5 non-negotiables when it comes to that?
Man, number one thing, that's a great question, by the way. But the number one thing I think is about people that you have to be driven. Like, you have to have some type of drive. You can't, like, even like, I've dated female or women. I've dated women and I don't know what I want to do. Like, shoot, I'm gonna just graduate school and get married or whatever. I'm like, no, you gotta have some type of drive or some type of a burning desire in you, because I'm a dreamer, and it's just
Yeah,
like I need somebody on my team. If I tell you an idea, I need you to be able to at least imagine it. Like, you don't have to have a solution. So
yeah,
that's one. That's one. You have to be driven. Two, you have to be somebody that don't I don't accept people coming to me like with criticism without a solution. So it's
yeah,
like, don't criticize. I'm like, hey, I want to go and I want to start a circus tomorrow. Oh no, you would never be able to do that. Don't do that. Or just say, you want to start a circus? Okay, we
mhm,
have to figure out where you want to do that circus at. We have to figure out what type of animals. Do you know any clowns? You have to be somebody that's willing to don't criticize if you're not adding to
yeah,
make it better. People that are negative, like, you cannot be somebody like that's just always negative. You have to have good energy around you at all times. What else? In a relationship, you have to be somebody that can blend in and good communicator and can fit. Like, I could be anywhere. I could be dealing with the youth one day. I could be somebody that's dealing with people that are on the other side of the law. You have to be somebody that can blend in those circles and not feel comfortable. Anybody around me, like, you cannot be judgmental
yeah,
and adaptive. And last but not least, it has to be bigger than just you. Like,
absolutely.
you have to be somebody that sees purpose, or whatever your goals or whatever your dreams is. It have to be able to fit in more than just you, or benefit more than just you.
Like, it doesn't help you if you don't make it if you don't make it be bigger than you. Like, it
Right.
can't just stop with you. It has to be, like, generational.
Right. I want all this money for me. Like,
Yeah.
no, like,
You'll never
it
spend
has
all
to.
that money.
No, right, and exactly. And why would you want to only be the person at the top? Like, why not be able to figure out a way to help and take other people with you, or benefit people? And I don't care. It don't have to be friends. It could be family. Somebody has to benefit off of your hard work to make it worth it to me.
Yeah. It only makes you a target when you the big fish, to be honest.
Yeah,
It only
yeah,
makes
yeah.
you a target.
I heard Dame Dad say something about that. He was saying that he said he wants everybody around him to be a boss. He said, because when they go to the clubs and when they stunt, he said if everybody got money, he only got to buy one bottle, and everybody
Exactly.
buy a bottle, and it's 10 people with money. That's 10 bottles in the section, so it makes everybody look good when everybody is winning.
It's true. That's absolutely true. I'm that
Yeah.
same way. I want all my friends to eat. Everybody has
Got to,
multiple gifts, and
got
everybody
to.
needs to be utilizing those gifts. Um, I'm not sure if you saw the movie Soul. Did you see that movie yet?
Man, I started watching it, but I got a call and didn't watch it. But talk to me about it. How was it?
It was great. I feel like it's like it gave us a lot of life skills and it made people think. And one of the main questions they ask is like, do you believe that your passion is your purpose? And
Mm,
I personally believe that we have multiple passions that serves that one purpose. So I
hmm
wanted to ask you, like, what do you feel like um, is your purpose? And do you believe that you have multiple passions that feed your purpose?
I think my passion number one is to create, and I think first identify like what some of your gifts are first,
Hmm.
and I think one of my natural gift is to be able to see stuff cleverly or see stuff differently,
Hmm.
and that's one of my gifts, and that's my passion is to always create. But I believe I've been put on this earth to help people.
Hmm.
So I try to mix my creativity and creative ways to find ways to help people and to benefit people. So I try to blend the two of those together. Like, okay, like if I'm working with a clothing brand, I'm working with a big clothing brand. First question I'm asking, I'm like, what are you doing for Detroit? And they're like, I'm like, yeah, we need to do something for Detroit. Like, do you have any extra clothes? Because I know kids that could possibly need it. So
Yeah.
I'm working with clothing lines, so I'm using that platform to be able to creatively to give back to kids that need fresh clothes for school.
See, yeah, I think we on the same wavelength then. We use our passions to get the purpose done as an
Yeah.
avenue for.
Yeah. To add on to that, I think that's something I wanted to say too. About your passion and your purpose. Like people all the time think that what you're placed here on earth to do is a burden, but
Hmm.
it's just like, and that's a lot of times because we look at it in certain ways. Like people are like, oh, I wanna help people, so I have to go to school and be a therapist. Like that's not the only way to help people. You can
Right.
start a nonprofit. You can do stuff like that. It's not. I don't think. I believe in God. I believe that God wouldn't put us on this earth to be miserable.
Yeah,
Like I think everything is in divine order, and that we have to find creative ways in order to do what we're put on this earth to do and have fun with it.
absolutely. That's why I feel like my purpose is definitely what God put me here to do. I try to do everything through that vessel because
Hmm
I mean, I need that grace, I need that peace, and I need that understanding. So I got to do it His way. So
Yeah,
I definitely agree with you. Um,
yeah.
well, since we on that lane, go ahead and tell me what role God plays in your life. Just go ahead and tell us about that.
Man, God plays a tremendous like role in my life. Like all my decisions, like, and it's not. I'm not super like very religious, like super
Hmm.
religious. I'm more so spiritual,
Yeah,
and my relationship with God is like what I feel in my heart. Like I talk to Him. I pray. I need to pray more, but I pray and I ask Him to guide me, and I just learn to trust my heart because I feel like nothing would be put in my heart unless He wanted me to do it. Because
that's right.
everything and it's scary to me. Like I've even been on a big dive with astrology, and
Hmm.
everything in my astrology been telling me, just looking at my natal chart, that like help other people, or whatever. Be creative. You're creative and help other people. And I'm just like, wow, like you can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. I believe that some of us are put here to like help people start. And for dreamers like us, I feel like the goal is always to help people see the vision so that they can have enough motivation to start and try to make their dreams come true, right? So tell me a little bit about your flow. Like, what do you do to get in your creative mindset? Or is it constantly going like mine?
My mind really don't really shut off. Like I told you, I've been looking at this astrology stuff. So I was up literally the 6 o'clock this morning, just like researching and deep diving. What does this mean? What does this house mean? This aspect, what does this planet mean and stuff like that. So I'm always creating, and always it's hard for me to turn my mind off.
Yeah.
But to get into my flow, I've been doing more so like being around water. I know that really, really helps me. Like it calms me. If it's by it being cold in Michigan right now, I can't really go by the water like I want to and sit because it's
Hmm.
cold here. But like showers, like long showers, like I always come up with creative ideas when I'm in the shower. When I sit still, disconnect from my phone for a minute, I always come back with something. And traveling. If I leave, see something new, and I always come back with a fresh idea.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo. Okay. I'm a
Yeah.
Cancer. That's why I'm about to say we're
Oh,
water. I'm a water sign, so I definitely can agree with that.
but I got a Pisces moon though, so which is water, and I'm a Scorpio rising. So
Wow.
water around fire.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's good. I'm
Mhm.
glad that you know how to tap into it for sure. I'm glad that you know and you are definitely like listening to your thoughts and understanding what you need to do.
You got any other tips for me? Cause shoot, you say your mind always working. How do you do it?
To get in my flow, I always have to go through a process of like my morning routine. So my morning routine is just basically me reminding myself of what I'm here for. I have a vision board on my wall, like right here. So I go through my prayer, I go through Bible study, and then I look at that board and read my life goals every day.
Mm,
And so
mm.
when I read my life goals every day, it just like re-energizes me, and I'm like, I know exactly what I need to do, how I need to do it, and I just go into it. But
Wow. I definitely gotta read my goals more, and I gotta write more of my goals down,
yeah,
and I gotta do a vision board. I've been saying for the last 3 years, like I'm gonna do it, but
but you
never get
right.
to it.
If you want to do one, you can download my prep package. I got one already up there for everybody, so you can download it to help you like mentally write down everything you need to write down. So I'll
Hey,
give
I'm
that to
I'm
you.
gonna do that. I'm definitely
Yes.
gonna do that.
And one other thing is I'm vegan, so I've been vegan for 4 years, right? And
Okay.
honestly, I wasn't able to
Come
tap
on,
into my
son.
creativity that easily until I went vegan. It's like instant at this point. Like a
Really?
lot of ideas just come to me because I guess I have more clarity since I'm not like I don't know what it is, but ever since I went vegan, I've had a lot more clarity and it's a lot easier for
Wow.
me to tap into it. So a lot of stuff changed. I got a lot of benefits from it that I didn't think I was gonna get.
Wow. That's definitely dope. I definitely cut down on all the red meat, but I'm gonna get brave and I'm gonna get there one day. But like
Good.
I just do chicken, turkey, and no fried food.
You did the best thing though. You got rid of red meat. That was the best choice. I feel like so that
Yeah,
you
my,
good.
my grandmother like, you don't want no ribs? No, I'm like, no, grand, I don't want no ribs this time. I'm sorry. I eat the barbecue chicken though. I'll do that.
That's the one thing I thought I was gonna miss. I thought I was gonna miss meat, but I miss cheese better. Like I miss cheese
Wow.
more. So yeah, everything else I'm good with. The energy level is just like it stays high. So you be like, I got a lot of energy for no reason.
Wow, I'm gonna definitely have to tap in. That's one thing I definitely want to. Be more disciplined, like when it
Yeah,
comes to my diet, and slowly, baby steps, and I eventually get.
that's what it's about. And it will change the way that you approach everything else because you'll have that discipline. And you be like, if I can control that, that's something that I've had my entire life. If I can control that, I can do anything.
Okay, I'm gonna have to tap in.
Yeah. So we went through a crazy year last year. I mean, we still going through some craziness, but can you tell me what was your like biggest takeaway from 2020?
So biggest takeaway from 2020.
2020. Mm-hmm.
Um, my favorite thing is the time is now. Like I just realized that like whatever it is that we dreamed about or that we wanted to do it, like make time for it because it's like nothing is promised. Like we lost a lot of people. Yeah, we never know how long we're here on this earth. So if you had a disagreement with somebody you love and care about, how I determine if it's worth me squashing or getting over it. Like, would it hurt me if this person was no longer here? If I woke
Mm,
up or somebody told me that was no longer here on this earth, how would that affect me? And if it would
yeah.
affect me, that means that I need to squash it with somebody. And we know people is people be like they have hard relationships with their parents. I know if I'm around my mother for anything longer than 2 hours, it's gonna be an issue. Like, well, be around your mother for an hour and 45 minutes, and
Right.
then be distant from her. But we gotta love our people while they here.
Absolutely. I can definitely agree with that. Forgiveness is like the hardest thing for some people, but I feel like when you realize it's for you and not for them, you're able to like move forward and like take on that challenge.
Mm.
And it's a
Yeah,
process. It's not like a one day thing, it's a process.
yeah, and another thing I've learned too, like if it's something like if me and you had a disagreement and something went wrong, or you said something to me that hurt me, like number one, instead of assuming that you did it to hurt me, I'll have a conversation to you, Coach K. When you said this to me, that bothered me, like, and that
Hmm.
that hurt my feelings. Was that your intent? I'm gonna ask you, was that your intent? And then that allows you to say, well, no, Des or Clever, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it like that. Or yes, I did. So that way, it takes all the assumption out of the situation, and a lot of the problems and issues we have with people are due to miscommunication. So that's
Absolutely.
one takeaway that I just learned and been using.
I can agree with that. Communication. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Do you believe your purpose is a journey or a destination?
That's another good question. I believe that it's both. I believe that my purpose is a journey because it takes it's a lot. Like I'm always trying to get to what I'm doing, or I'm trying to always help people. I'm always trying to create, but in my mind it's a destination because I know where I want to get to.
Yeah.
But I think it takes that journey to allow me to get to that destination.
Okay. So how do you balance your family and just being an entrepreneur? Because sometimes people misunderstand us because we're so busy, we're not able to come to everything. So how do
Hmm.
you balance that and well, not make people happy, but have some balance across the board?
Yeah, especially relationships and everything. One thing like that I learned that my cousin taught me. One of my cousins, like I got one cousin that's super close. It's like a brother to me. And he told me that you everything is based off a foundation. Like you have to set a foundation. Like if you build a house on a foundation and from the beginning that's not solid, it'll fall. So with dealing with our family and stuff, like it's gonna sound weird. I feel weird saying it, but you have to train people around you.
It's
You have to
true.
let them know that I'm not always gonna be able to answer the phone. So when I date a young lady, if I'm on a roller coaster, I'm not answering the phone. Hello, I'm not doing that. I'll call you once I get off, and just train them like, look, I'm in the midst of doing things, and when I get back to you, it's an amazing time, and I believe the heart grows fonder when it's absent, when it's distance. So when you come back, I have something to add to your day. I have something to tell you about without experience when
Yeah.
we are apart and we come back together. So I think it's just like, communication again, talking to your family. I love you. Some things I'm gonna miss because I'm trying to make things better for us in the future. Like
Yeah.
so I may not be able to watch Power with you this Sunday. I may have I may have a meeting that's a power meeting to we can, literally be looking at watching Power in the mansion next season.
Exactly. So we can
Yeah.
own power.
Right. It's a big rich time.
That's why it's important for whoever you choose to have their own passions and mission as well, so that they can be
Yeah.
busy too.
Yeah. And
Everybody
it's
got
just
their
like
own thing.
and it's crazy. Somebody looked at me crazy for saying this. I love like when women talking to a young lady, be able to call her, and she said, "Can I call you right back? I got to figure this out." I'm like, "Wow, like you're out here doing stuff, or I'm in the gym, or I'm about to work out, or I'm about to do this." Like that's attractive to me because yeah, it's attractive to me where I could be having a conversation with a young lady or call her and be like, "Hey, can I call you back? I'm in the midst of working or doing this. Not playing games, not doing any extra stuff, but really out here focused and doing things." So I know when I talk to you, I feel like it's more of an honor, to talk to you because I'm just like, wow, you're a busy person. You're able to
Hmm.
take the time with me, and I value the connection or the time we spend together more because I can't get it every time I want.
Exactly. Not that accessible. You got stuff going on. I understand that. Well, let me ask you about books. Are you reading right now? Got some favorite books that you're looking into?
I am looking into what am I looking into now? I just got this book about astrology. It was an astrology book, everything you need to know about astrology.
Mhm.
I'm looking at that. It's another form of astrology called horror astrology that
Mhm.
pinpoints everything to the date or whatever, and like you learn and you find stuff out to the date. So I'm just trying to deep dive in and learn that a lot more. And I don't read as often as I feel like I should, but I'm more
Mhm.
bigger on audiobooks and
Yeah.
watching interviews with people that interest me, and I take a lot of notes from those things. But I'm gonna deep dive and read more, but it's kind of hard because my mind's always going and I'm always on the move. But I definitely respect the art of reading.
I understand that I had to force myself this year to get in a book club because I was like, man, I need to read more, so I'm gonna force myself to get
You
in
got
this club.
you got any recommendations or good books I should definitely check out?
I do. One that I'm reading right now is "Watch the White Guys Have All the Fun" by Reginald Lewis, and
Okay.
he was one of the first Black billionaires. And then also, what is it? The Motivation Manifesto, Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard. This is what we're reading in the book club this month.
Okay. I'm
This
gonna have
is
to
a
check
really
that
good
out too.
one. I mean, we're halfway through it, so I think that this one will benefit you a lot
Okay.
because it already speaks our language, the language
Okay.
of a dreamer. It speaks our language.
Bet I'm all for it. I need all that game.
Yeah, I'm an avid concert goer. Like I call myself a certified concert goer. So I've been
Okay.
to I go to at least like 20 concerts a year. Unfortunately, now I can't go, but so I
Damn
wanted
Kobe.
yeah, COVID killing me. I got tickets in my drawer that I have not used because of COVID, but it's all good. So I wanted to ask you, what is one of your favorite concerts that you've been to, and like, who is your favorite artist?
Favorite concerts. Like by me working in radio, I'm also an avid concert goer, so I've been able to see stuff. Like I went to a dope intimate concert with Ryan Leslie.
Oh yeah, I
It
love
was
Ryan
at
Leslie.
Ryan Leslie is dope. Like if you people know outside of Detroit know about Detroit, the Shelter or 8 Mile, the movie 8 Mile.
Hmm.
So it's is the basement of a club called St. Andrews here, where Eminem made famous in the movie 8 Mile. So the Shelter is the basement. So it was a small intimate concert. It may have been 100 people there, 75 to 100 people, and he put on like a 2.5 hour show, playing every instrument, going
Wow.
crazy. And then another concert that was super dope that I went to. It was a Chris Brown tour. I think it was 2 years ago? 2 years ago, and it was the lineup was crazy. Jacquees opened up, then it was Black, then
Hmm.
it was her, and then Chris Brown. And I'm just
Uh,
like, man, that was amazing. That was probably the best concert that I've ever went to.
wow. Yeah, Ryan Leslie is a boss. That man has the entertainment, well, the business side down for sure. He got both sides of it.
Went to Harvard at such a young age, and he's super talented as a businessman and a musician, and just the overall dope creator. So that's
Hmm.
somebody that inspires me.
That's dope. I'll probably have to say my favorite concert is like an old school concert.
Okay,
Well,
Frankie
CB,
Beverly, like
uh,
what?
like, well, Babyface concert was the best, and he
Okay,
had Tony Tone there too. And then I love Chris Brown too. I go to his concerts every time he comes to Texas, so that's a guaranteed show I'm going to. But my favorite
yeah.
artist is Bruno. I'm a
Oh,
Bruno
Bruno
fan.
Mars.
He puts on a
Bruno,
show.
Bruno, you feel like Bruno shows are better than Chris Brown's?
Oh, I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can say that. I will say this though. I love Bruno's show because it's a storyline. You can tell what he's trying to do. Like when he shifts the energy, you can definitely
Hmm.
tell exactly what he was trying to do. Chris Brown is gonna put on a show. He's a performer, like the
Yeah,
ultimate performer. So I would probably slightly put Chris Brown over Bruno just a little bit. But
I knew I liked you. No, I'm just, but I mess with Bruno too. Shout out to Bruno. He's super
yeah,
dope.
I traveled for that concert, so it sold out so fast here. I had to go to Arkansas to watch it. I was like, "Ooh,
Wow.
Arkansas, wow, I'm here though."
Anybody, anybody, you haven't seen yet that you are looking to see, soon, artist wise?
Let's see. Anybody I haven't seen? I haven't seen like Eric Billinger.
Hmm.
Mm, who else? I've seen a lot of people. Um, I probably would like to see like Sierra, somebody like that. But yeah, Eric Billinger, I would love to see him. I feel like he's so underrated.
And
People
he
don't
got
give
good
him the
energy.
respect. Yeah, that man's a genius.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Musical genius.
I want to see PJ Morton. PJ
Oh
Morton is
yeah,
super dope.
PJ. Yeah.
I want to see PJ live. If I had my dream concert, it would be PJ and Lucky Day. I want to see Lucky
Okay.
Day live. I've never seen Lucky Day live, so
Never
that's
seen
something.
Lucky Day Live either. RPJ. He came here like not too long ago and I missed it too. Um, but most of the people I want to see are already passed on. Like I would have
Yeah,
loved to see like Tina Marie and like I like all kinds of music, but I love Tina Marie. I was like, dang, her and Luther.
Luther, Little Luther,
Luther.
Big Luther.
Big Luther. You gotta go with Big Luther. The good Luther. Nah, but
Yeah.
yeah, those are the type of concerts I would want to see. But if I had my dream concert, I would probably put um Jasmine Sullivan.
Mm,
Um
fire.
I've seen Fantasia, but Fantasia live is just the whole experience.
I haven't
And
seen her. I gotta see her.
yeah, you gotta see her. She gonna give you all the southern vibes. Like all of them, taking the shoes off and everything.
That
Um,
Carolina just jump out of.
yeah, as soon as she step out. And I would like to see like I saw the Osley brothers not too long ago. So I would love to see them again.
That'd be dope. I want
Yeah.
to see Stevie Wonder again too.
Oh,
He was super
Stevie.
dope.
Yeah,
Stevie was dope. He just made me scared because he kept getting up. I'm like, stop getting up. Like, just sit still. I don't want you to fall, Stevie. Play that piano. He was going from instrument to instrument. Then he did a little dance move. I'm like, Stevie, please sit
taught this
down.
man this. I really feel like Stevie can ski a little bit, just a little bit, because some of the stuff he be doing, they had that meme with him with the camera. I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, who gave him this camera? But yeah, I think Stevie can see just slightly. He done made
Yeah,
enough money to get the surgery. We gonna see.
I believe it too.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, so I'm gonna ask you this: if you knew then what you know now, would you change anything?
Would I change anything? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I would if I would have knew the way it was going. Nah, I think I probably would have jumped out, did a podcast sooner. Did a podcast. Start interviewing people. Yeah, I would have started a podcast earlier. Started doing my interviews sooner. And learn how to shoot with a camera sooner. So that way, because those are all tools that I would still use to this day. Like I'm not playing basketball. Like I played a lot of basketball. I don't that benefits me health wise, but help like I want to be able to benefit creatively. So
Yeah.
I wish I would have stuck to those things more. But other than that, I wouldn't change anything. I believe,
What? How long did you play basketball?
man, I played basketball from the third grade all the way to ninth grade. Ninth
Yeah.
grade, and then 10th grade, I broke my leg.
Mm.
I played AAU ball. You know, we traveled, whatever. 10th grade, I broke my leg, and I didn't play for the high school team. And so my leg didn't heal right to the beginning of senior year. I'm like, I'm not playing for just 1 year. I'm gonna get me a job. I got what we call a co-op, where I
Hmm.
would leave school at noon, and then for the rest of the day I'll go to work. So I was able to do that, and I'm big on clothes, so I was able to get money and buy all the fresh stuff, buy the Jordans, and that's what I did instead.
I'm a hooper too. I played
Okay.
my whole life, but softball was my first sport. But I chose basketball when I got like to high school. I was focusing more on that. Then I injured
Hmm.
myself. I injured my knee. But I tried to train and get back so that I could like play for collegiate sports, and
Hmm.
it just wasn't. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So now I just make sure all my student athletes know how to build their businesses and build their mindset before they leave school, so they can have two things and be able to transition easier.
Yeah, because we can't depend on these bones and everything. Like we gotta have other stuff. Just be trained in both. Like
Yeah,
still go for that drive, and still if you want to go to the NBA, do it. But
yeah,
also have other tools in the chamber. So that way.
absolutely. Sports is only gonna last so long. It's
Right.
only gonna last so
Definitely.
long. So,
Definitely.
with you being in the fashion field, I want to ask you, what are your, if you have to choose your top five favorite sneakers, what would you say they are?
Top 5 favorite sneakers. Like one of my favorite colors is purple because it's royalty. Everything I do for my brand is in royal. So the court purple Jordan 1s, that's one of my favorite shoes. The Air Max 95, the original ones that just came out, the gray lime green ones. I have what else? Like all these shoes. I'm not mad at Vans. I currently got on a pair of Vans right now.
They comfortable.
Comfortable as heck, man. And you said just sneakers or just overall shoes?
You can do overall.
I'm not mad at a good wingtip boot. Like, so get the dress up, put my grown man on. What else? I like the Jordan 6s, the wheat ones, the all wheat ones. And I'm from Detroit, so Adidas top 10s. Like that's our staple shoe in the city of Detroit. So those are my five picks.
Now what got you into fashion?
Man, to be honest, like entertainment. So like I was a big 96 Bad Boys
Pistons.
No, not the Pistons, but Bad Boy Records.
Bad Boy Records. I said
yeah,
Pistons.
so Puffy and Mace, they did my favorite song is More Money, More Problems. So they did that video and they had on Air Force Ones. And one of my grandmother's friends came by the house and he had on a pair of Air Force Ones when I was in the 3rd grade. I'm like, I want them shoes. How can I get them? What do I do? He was like, man, just go to Foot Locker. And he gave me $50. And I'm like, wow, I put a couple more dollars with it. And I was able to get Air Force Ones like that. And ever since then, growing up in a single household, I always wanted to be fresh, but I didn't want to have to ask my mother every time I wanted something. Yep. I'm like, Mom, can we go to Sam's Club? And I need you to give me these lollipops or blow pops on consignment and these Snickers and all the now laters. And I was selling candy in school. And I was able to buy a pair of shoes like every other week or outfit. And then bargain shop work, go to like Burlington Coat Factory, TJ Maxx, and just find stuff, cheap. And that's how I was able to get into the fashion. But I love fashion because it allows me to express myself. Yeah. Like whatever I'm feeling, like if I want to feel like I'm laid back but still respectable, I put on a jean button up for an interview. Or if I want to wear a jersey for a nostalgic feel, I put on a jersey. If I want to wear a suit, like I just love fashion because it allows me to express myself and people to get an idea of how you feeling before you have a conversation based on how you look.
It says a lot. It says a lot. And we are definitely kindred spirits because I definitely was flipping candy first. That was my first business. And then I turned it into like a convenience store when I went to college. So I had everything, selling it right out the dorm room, like selling plates and all. Y'all want a meal? What we doing? Whatever I can say.
You lit. So you was like ghost of the candy game. Man.
Pretty much. Candy toilet paper.
I used to stand next to the vending machine. So back then, like in middle school, Sprites was a thing. Everybody was drinking Sprites. So the Sprite was 75 cents, and I was selling my suckers for a quarter. So everybody would come to the vending machine and put $1 in the machine. But hey, man, you don't want that quarter. You want one of these suckers, don't you? You're like, oh yeah, only a quarter. I'm like, here you go. And I grabbed the quarter. And next thing I know, I was making $75 a week just selling candy in school.
That's how it starts. And then you be like, I can sell anything at this point. Like, as long as you're in the right place at the right time and positioning yourself, you'll be good.
Yeah. Everything I was doing just to get fresh. Cutting grass, shoveling snow, like candy. So it was, I figured out if you really want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way to get it.
This is true. You will definitely figure out how to get it, and you'll make sure you're doing it however you need to do it to get it. So that's all that matters.
Yeah. So fashion is very important to me. Like I said, like when I'm working with the youth, I try to whatever I can do to make sure I can get them as fresh as I possibly can. Because it don't have to be something that's super name brand or expensive, but if you look good, you feel better and you interact with people different if you feel good about how you look.
Yeah. What are some of the things that y'all teach the students with your nonprofit? Like, I see that you just told me about how they look. What are some other key things that y'all teach mentors?
So the purpose of the nonprofit is to mentor youth ages. It's called Vision for Change, and to mentor youth from age 13 through 18.
Mm-hmm.
and to identify like what their gifts and what their passions are, and find ways to turn that into ways to make money. So from connecting them with other people that went through stuff, and or with other people that are currently going through the path that they want to go down, and have them keep it real with them. Like we're real big on that. So hey, like I'm blunt with them. No, this shit ain't easy. So it's
Yeah.
just like this is what I go through. So teaching them about that and open their mind to other opportunities, and showing them ways to give back, and how they can use the little that they have or the abundance of what they have to help others.
Yeah.
So big on that, and then just better ways of communicating things. Like just I want you to be everybody around me to be an avid communicator, because if you do that, that saves you a lot. Like we talked about, you avoid a lot of problems if you're a great communicator. Like you
Yeah.
can talk your way into situations, and yeah, I just like bringing them along with me and whatever. Like I don't have like a strategy or exact key points that everything we do, but I just let them learn with me. Like so, I like to take them with me. Like if I was working an event with DTLR, I'll pick up a couple of them, and I'll let them know, like, okay, this is how the event will go. Where do you think this table should go? Should this table go over here or go over here? Okay, this artist coming here, or what artist you think I should bring? And just allow them to make those decisions and open them, like, wow, I could be a marketing person. Oh, this
Yeah.
what you do? That job is fun. So just through hands-on experience mostly,
Yeah.
and
That's
just showing them,
priceless.
yeah, showing them
That is,
through my efforts.
yeah. I was like, that's priceless because that experience, they will never get that opportunity, like to be behind the scenes and just experiencing all of that. It's gonna open up doors for them to know that they can do it too. So I
Hmm.
definitely commend you on that.
Yeah, and I think as the original people from this earth, like I feel like we're great at whatever we do. So it's just like it's just all about exposure. Like
Hmm.
is somebody right now working at Walmart that's probably the dopest figure skater in the world, or could be, but has never been on a pair of ice skates.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's all about exposing us to different things, or open up our options. So that way we're great at whatever we're exposed to.
Yeah. We're naturally great anyway. So with a little bit of help, just like developing, it's always gonna make them better. So
Definitely.
and I heard you mention something about travel. Tell me a little bit about what traveling has done to open up your mind, and then what was your favorite place that you've been to?
Okay, like yeah, I'm big on travel. Like growing up, we didn't travel a lot. We were at home and whatever. So that was another reason why I wanted to get into entertainment, because I'm like, I can travel. I can go to
Yeah.
these places or whatever. The first place that I went to Miami. First time I ever got on a plane when I was 20 years old.
Hmm.
So 19. I was 19 years old. I went down to Miami, and I was able to see like beaches, and I seen the world was a lot bigger than just Detroit. Like I'm down here, don't nobody care about Joy Road or 7 Mile, or me trying to worried about somebody stealing my little gold necklace around my neck. It's a Lamborghini just drove past me, and just opened my eyes and showed me that the world was a lot bigger than what I imagined. That was a dope trip. That was my first trip. And just every time I go to California, that's my second home.
Yeah.
And just seeing that, doing entertainment stuff down there, I was able to accomplish stuff that would took me a year to do in Detroit in a week in California.
Fast pace.
So it's fast paced, and it's more resources, there's more people to interview that will get a lot of clicks and a lot of views. And it's just like, yeah, that's traveling has taught me that always keep home first, keep
Hmm.
home the main thing. But a lot of people here are like, man, I'm Detroit this, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna stay this. It was like, yeah, you can stay in Detroit, but you have to travel to build those relationships with other people outside of Detroit and bring them back to Detroit in order so we all benefit off of those relationships.
Absolutely. That's definitely it.
Hmm.
Well, this has been great. I really do appreciate you for taking the time out to talk to me. I learned a lot about you in Detroit and like everything that you're doing, and I'm extremely proud of you and happy that you are like pouring into our youth because they need it and we need them. So I'm extremely grateful, and I don't even know how we started following each other at all. But I was like, every time I see you post, I'm like, that's definitely somebody that I could be cool with. Like, I love the way
Yeah.
you talk. You about your business, and I love it.
Oh, you family now. Ain't no getting rid of me. You got a cousin in Detroit.
That's
So I
what's
mean,
up.
hey,
And you
whenever you come here, whatever, I'm always down to link up.
okay?
And I got to get
Same.
back out to Texas. I love Texas too.
Come on down and let me know if y'all need help with the nonprofit. I would love to help out and be a mentor in any way that I can be.
Okay, for sure, Coach K. We definitely gonna build, and this has been amazing. And like I said, I hope I wasn't just rambling on because I
Oh
get to my
no,
old man bad and get to rambling, but I enjoyed it.
that's good. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it too. And like I said, I feel like we kindred spirits. I agree with you on a lot of stuff. So
So let's get it. Let's continue to build and make this world a better place.
all right, you be blessed, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, bye.
Peace.